Have you ever bought a modern coffee machine that stopped working after only a year or two? And have you ever wondered how something that looks so advanced, sleek, and expensive can feel so fragile once it becomes part of your daily routine? For millions of people around the world, coffee machines represent convenience, comfort, and the promise of cafe-quality coffee at home. One button, one cup, and your morning begins perfectly. But over the past decade, many users have noticed a strange pattern. Machines start leaking after a few months. Grinders lose performance, pumps fail, buttons stop responding. In some cases, the cost of repairing the machine is almost the same as buying a new one. Consumer Reports and appliance repair technicians often say small coffee appliances rank among the most frequently replaced kitchen devices within 5 years. Many owners report replacing their coffee machine every 2 to 4 years. Others discover that a tiny internal component worth only a few dollars cannot be replaced without dismantling the entire appliance. This raises an important question. Is this simply bad luck, poor maintenance, or is there something deeper happening within the coffee machine industry itself? To answer that question, we need to look beyond the shiny exterior and examine the system behind modern coffee machines. The illusion of many brands. Walk into an electronics or appliance store, and you will see rows of coffee machines from many different brands. Each one promises something unique. Some highlight barista-level espresso pressure. Others focus on smart automation, milk frothing systems, or sleek modern designs. At first glance, it appears to be a highly competitive market filled with innovation and variety. But when you examine the corporate ownership structures behind many of these brands, the picture begins to change. A significant portion of the global coffee machine market is controlled by a handful of multinational appliance companies. For example, groups like DeLonghi Group, SEB Group, Philips, and BSH Home Appliances manufacture or license multiple brands across different price ranges. Several brands that appear to compete directly with one another often share manufacturing facilities or supply chains. Pumps may come from the same European suppliers, heating elements from the same factories, and internal electronics from the same component manufacturers in Asia. From the outside, the machines look different, but internally, many rely on nearly identical engineering architectures. This creates what economists sometimes call brand segmentation, where companies offer multiple brands targeting different consumers while sharing the same production infrastructure. The pressure of modern production. To understand durability problems, we also need to examine how modern coffee machines are manufactured. Today's machines are far more complex than earlier generations. They include heating elements, pressure pumps, burr grinders, temperature sensors, circuit boards, solenoid valves, and networks of internal tubing all packed into a compact appliance. These machines are produced on large-scale assembly lines designed for high efficiency and high output. According to industry manufacturing estimates, some large appliance factories produce tens of thousands of coffee machines per week during peak demand seasons. Over the past decade, global demand for home coffee machines has increased dramatically as consumers shifted toward home brewing and specialty coffee culture. In response, factories accelerated production to meet market demand. More units are produced each day, assembly cycles are shortened, and automated production lines move products through the system faster than ever before. But in manufacturing, increased speed often reduces inspection time. When assembly lines move quickly, workers and automated systems have less time to verify every connection, seal, and component. Small imperfections may pass unnoticed during production, but appear months later during real-world use. Over time, repeated heating cycles, pressure fluctuations, and vibration can expose those hidden costs. Optimization in design. Another important factor is material selection. Modern coffee machines rely heavily on plastic components. Plastic allows manufacturers to produce appliances that are lightweight, affordable, and easy to assemble in automated factories. However, plastic parts can degrade over time when exposed to repeated heat, steam, and internal pressure. Many espresso machines operate at 9 to 15 bars of pressure, placing stress on valves, fittings, and tubing systems. Metal components are generally more durable but significantly more expensive to manufacture and install. Even replacing a few plastic internal fittings with brass or stainless steel parts can increase manufacturing costs enough to raise the retail price by tens of dollars. In a competitive consumer market where buyers compare prices aggressively, manufacturers often design machines that meet expected performance standards during the warranty period rather than designing them to last for decades. This engineering approach is known as cost optimization, where durability, price, and production efficiency must be carefully balanced. As a result, many modern coffee machines are engineered to function reliably for several years, rather than for 20 or 30 years like some older appliances. The repair paradox. One of the most frustrating realities for many coffee machine owners is the difficulty of repairs. Ironically, the part that fails inside the machine is often extremely inexpensive. A rubber seal, pressure valve, or temperature sensor may cost only a few dollars to manufacture. However, accessing that component may require removing multiple layers of housing, electronics, and internal tubing. Many modern appliances are designed with tightly integrated internal layouts to reduce production cost and save space. Some components are glued, sealed, or enclosed in molded structures that are difficult to access without specialized tools. Appliance repair technicians often describe this as a serviceability problem. In some cases, replacing a small internal component can require 1 to 2 hours of labor. When labor costs reach $150 or more, the total repair bill can quickly approach the cost of a new machine. This creates a strange economic situation where replacement becomes more practical than repair. As a result, millions of coffee machines are discarded every year, even though the actual failure may involve only a small internal component. The feature explosion. Another reason modern coffee machines sometimes struggle with longevity is the rapid expansion of features. Earlier coffee machines were relatively simple devices. They contained a heating element, a pump, and a switch. Today's machines can include digital touchscreens, programmable brewing profiles, automatic milk frothing systems, temperature sensors, and smartphone connectivity. Some premium models even allow users to control brewing through mobile apps or store multiple drink profiles for different users. While these innovations improve convenience, they also increase mechanical and electronic complexity. Every new feature introduces additional sensors, circuit boards, and software systems that must function correctly inside a hot and humid environment. Electronics are particularly sensitive to moisture and heat over long periods. Even small condensation inside the housing can affect circuit performance over time. Ironically, the machines that promise the most advanced automation often contain the highest number of potential failure points. In engineering terms, higher complexity often increases the probability of component failure. The surprising advantage of older machines. Because of these factors, many coffee enthusiasts have begun to appreciate older machines. Espresso machines built 15 or 20 years ago were often simpler and constructed with heavier materials. They lacked digital screens, smart controls, and automatic milk systems, but many used durable metal frames and replaceable components. Many classic espresso machines were designed with serviceability in mind, allowing technicians to access pumps, boilers, and valves easily. In professional coffee environments, some machines remain in operation for decades with routine maintenance and part replacement. Even in home kitchens, enthusiasts frequently restore older machines rather than replacing them. Online coffee communities often share guides on maintaining older models that have lasted 10, 15, or even 20 years. This contrast has led many consumers to question whether technological convenience has quietly reduced durability in modern appliances. Sometimes a simpler machine with fewer features can survive longer, simply because there are fewer components that can fail. How buyers can protect themselves. Despite these industry realities, buyers still have ways to make smarter purchasing decisions. One useful strategy is researching repairability before purchasing a machine. Some brands provide accessible spare parts and detailed service manuals that allow easier maintenance. Another strategy is choosing machines with simpler internal systems rather than highly automated designs. Fewer electronic systems often mean fewer potential failure points. Checking online repair forums and owner communities can also reveal long-term reliability patterns. Additionally, routine maintenance such as descaling and cleaning can significantly extend a machine's lifespan. Mineral buildup from water is one of the most common causes of pump and valve failure. Finally, durability often depends less on the number of features and more on overall build quality. A well-built machine with basic functionality may outperform a complex automated model over the long term. Conclusion: convenience versus longevity. So why do some people say that most modern coffee machines are garbage? The truth is more complicated. The issue is not necessarily poor engineering or intentional shortcuts. Instead, it often reflects a system optimized for affordability, feature expansion, and high production volume. Manufacturers design machines that look attractive, offer modern automation, and remain competitively priced in retail markets. However, those priorities can sometimes reduce long-term durability. The modern coffee machine is not just a kitchen appliance. It is the product of engineering trade-offs, manufacturing pressures, global supply chains, and changing consumer expectations. Understanding these forces can help buyers make smarter choices and avoid expensive disappointment. Now we want to hear from you. Have you owned a coffee machine that lasted many years? Or one that failed far sooner than expected? Do you prefer modern, fully automatic machines or simpler traditional designs? Share your experience in the comments. Real stories help other buyers make better decisions and understand the hidden systems behind everyday products.